Hello folks, and welcome to Dark Heresy session number 4, in which the gang will find themselves travelling onwards in their excursions through space to the target planet of Fervious, in the depths of the Drusus Marches in the Calixis sector. As usual, my name is Jack, and I will be your DM for today. Joining me tonight, we have the usual suspects. We have Brother Henry.
What's up?
We have Brother Alan.
I feel the warp overtaking me. It is.
And we have non-Brother AJ.
Howdy.
So folks, we are once again in the depths of Dark Heresy. Anything from you before we get underway?
I'm good.
Are you asking the audience or us?
I'm asking
Like,
you,
I don't know
being
the
the
audience.
host
You know
of
what?
this session.
Let's just have a 20-minute quiet period for the audience to give us.
Well, you've got to say
How
that
was
again.
your day? You tell us.
That's more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
Well
good to hear.
done there. I
Actually,
like what you did.
Yeah.
Welcome to the therapy session.
If you're expecting natural play here, just look at the timestamps. We'll get ahead in time. Honest.
If you want to skip the shopping, I suggest you wait for episode 8, where we finally stop shopping.
no.
We shop till we drop.
Apparently, it's been foolproof. Apparently, there's no shopping that can be done.
Oh, I disagree. We can barter. We can barter amongst ourselves. He can't take that away from us. Barter till the cows come home.
All right. So yeah, we'll hopefully have a session a little bit more bereft of shopping, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little
Only
more
a
into
little.
the vagaries of the plot. So, just a recap from last time. Sort of meeting with your interrogator in the depths of the Inquisition's archivums, you were told of the infernal machinations of a far-flung sanguinary cult named the Imperium Incarnadine, a prescribed and very heretical organisation that has a base on the far-flung feral world of Fervious. Sort of embracing the favour that the interrogator had called in when it comes to transit for yourselves, you engaged piloting up the St. Horowitz to the Mechanica barge and embracing your stay there for a number of days, which passed somewhat boringly. Reunited with the servo skull that had been repaired and somewhat augmented for your benefit, the ship you were taking entered the warp and eventually emerged in the real space around the Lave worlds, which if you look on the map we have available, so we have the player marker starting in Scintilla, and using the high tech of Roll20 we can actually plot your course down to the Lave worlds with the pen tool. So you have made a circuitous path to the Lave worlds. There, we'll move you a little marker. And yeah, you're sort of being told that you had arrived at the trio of gravitationally fluxing Lave worlds. You decided to avail yourselves of the surface facilities, taking down your Aquila Lander to investigate the parts of the world that were open to you. You embarked upon the surface of Lave Had, I believe, and sort of touting the visitors market there, engaged in a grand act of forgery, where using your skills of video editing, persuasion, and all other manner of skills, you managed to convince one of the peddlers there to begin work on a commissioned artifact of many thrones and great power, which was only possibly possible on a critical success, which you managed to achieve. Nonetheless, they guaranteed that the work would begin and that it would be available for you in 180 days' time. And that, I believe, was pretty much where we left off. So, Void Walkers, as you close the conduction of your business with this half-human, half-mechanican peddler who walks off secure in the knowledge that maybe not yourselves, but your supposed benefactor, Lord Vaxenide, has now been wired for a commission of tens of thousands of thrones. The work will begin. What would you like to do?
I mean, we should probably go to that place where the shit's happening. That's my vote.
You mean the primary quest line?
I mean plot line A.
plotline A, as opposed to shopping spree.
I mean,
Unless plotline A leads to a shopping spree, I'm not sure we should complete it.
yeah.
So
I think we should leave that for now, get maximum shopping points.
Well, it turns out I've still got some thrones actually, so we could do a little shop.
By the way, I'm just that fucking swordplay, not gay porn. That swordplay on the planet for Vaxenide to pay for that blade. We've
the
got
greatest thing we've ever done in our life.
the greatest thing we've ever done. It's going to be fucking great when we return. I mean, let's just spend 180 days shopping, come back, take the sword, use that to plunge it. Okay, so are we back on the Mechanicum ship?
So yeah, unless there's anything you really want to do planetside, like you would have spent like maybe half your time planetside, and you had about a 10-hour window to sort of spend
Yeah,
planetside.
no, I'm
So-
Jack
good.
nervously
We can
looking at his
just go.
notes, saying, "I've not planned a second trip back to the planet." let's
Think
not
carefully.
do that
If you'd
film
like
again.
to make your way back to the orbiting Mechanicum barge, you certainly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Or
No, look, before roving
Or-
DM Death Squad gets
You sort of look
I
around
don't
the rickshaw marketplace, composed of many rusting timbers and sort of ferro concrete gantries, and you feel like a cold, dusty wind beginning to blow in, and you look longingly at your Aquila Lander and think, maybe your business is
just one more spree. Just one more. Spree like we've never spreed before. Alright, let's go back to that heathenous fucking cock in the sky. I don't know what to call it.
leave them alone.
I
Ship.
mean, the name of the Magus Biologist was Caelan Verdus VI, and his Mechanicum barge, an explorer's
Or
vessel.
Sackboy Binary 101.
Says the one who pissed on his ship.
I didn't piss on the ship. I threatened to piss on the ship. I didn't actually.
Yeah, I just bled on it. That was way easier.
I daubed it in my blood, but that's not exactly a crime, is it?
Right, let's
If
go
that's
back.
a crime, I'm wanted in real life. Never
Let's-
mind this game.
Let's go back there and try and not get arrested by space mechanics.
Okay, so re-embarking upon the Horowitz, you it would help if I could drag the marker here. Re-embarking on the St. Horowitz, your Aquila Lander, you flare up the engines, and in a rumbling of sort of steel and jet engines, your craft takes heft to the skies once again, and you set course back for the Mechanicum explorator ship Epsilon Iota 3372 Alpha Zeta. I'll say for the heck of it, Carl, if you just want to toss a piloting check.
These always go
Do
well.
it, boy.
Stop asking him to do this, please. It scares me.
Do it.
Make
that cash money.
Spacecraft. Look at me fly
enough.
that ship with
I
only
would say you-
minor degrees
I
of
would give you a
failure.
small bonus considering that you've already been on the downswing, and you're a little more used to the gravity now that swirls and
Yeah.
ebbs in the atmosphere, almost like the rushing of a tide. You sort of feel the pitch and yaw of your craft in the swirling eddies of gravity, and you can almost get a better read on them now. You sort of know the all-spec signs to look for, and as you sort of rest the craft from ground level ascending through the sky, it's still a tussle with the joystick and controls and the sort of auspices and the canticles of flight, but it's a little less turbulent of a journey upwards, and maybe after an hour, 90 minutes, you manage to make your way back to the Mechanicum barge, seemingly with little further incident.
Good.
Going in the berth of your ship to the Mechanicum hangar once again. The ship is once again safely ensconced in the Mechanicum hangar. You watch as the attendants come forth to clamp down your ship and have it conveyed to the storage areas. You're once again upon maybe not terra firma, but the ferro concrete gantries of the Mechanicum explorator barge. And at this point, you get like a message from the Mechanicum sort of auto update system come to your communications devices, informing you that the ship will be leaving in 3 or so hours for the destination of Fervious, which is your true goal.
Can I look over the ship and just make sure that I haven't dinged it too much on the going into the planet and coming out again? Because I wasn't very good at flying, if memory serves.
Yeah, sure. I go ahead and make a search test, maybe. I'll say because you're familiar with the current state of the St. Horowitz, go ahead and give +20 to that. You know what it should look like, so you'd know what to look for if you're looking for any errors. 4.1 degrees of success, very nice. Yeah, it seems like there's a couple of like atmosphere burns, like where maybe sort of you've like ploughed into a fast-moving eddy of like rust flakes, and you can see like some of the paint on the left wing. You see like the telltale like scrape marks where the paint has been chipped away, and you just see like the underlying bare metal. It doesn't seem to have gouged into the surface too much, but sort of the fast-moving atmospheric particulates have stripped away some of the paint finish a little. Other than that, you sort of give it a once over. It looks a little bit more dusty for having gone down to the planet side, but the engines seem in good repair, and you don't notice any mechanical issues. So you think it's probably alright.
Cool.
Can I pat the St. Horowitz? Can I pat the Horowitz? There we go.
Make a strength test.
You pat it.
no,
There is
it's
a
not-
very,
not-
very
I'm
heavy
just-
metallic sort of
Yeah.
doom as you pat
I
it.
just want to give it. I want to give it like a good spaceship pat.
You watch.
It's very
You
important.
watch a small eddy of dust drift off around your hand and sort of sail in a small eddy down towards the ground as you vibrate the exterior chassis of this aircraft. It seems to have picked up a fair amount of dust on the atmospheric travel, but nothing performance disabling.
Time for a car wash episode.
Take it to the
No,
car wash.
Working at the
No.
car wash.
No, it's a serious, deadly serious episode. We're going to do
Demonetised.
plot stuff.
Yeah, the St. Horowitz is very much firmly in one piece, and at this point, like they've probably secured like the landing gear in their gear systems, and you hear sort of the metallic lurch as the gears click in. It's like you watch the lurch as you hear like a as your Aquila Lander is now being towed away to be cleared off the landing area and taken to sort of where they keep the rest of the aircraft, so people can come in and land freely.
How many days have we got left on this infernal ship?
That's a good point. I will just check that for you. It was, I believe it was 10 days to the Lave Worlds, and then it was a number of days to Fervious. Let me see what I have in my notes here.
You know what that means, guys.
I'm gonna stay on the ship while you do whatever you're gonna say. I'm just gonna stay with the Horowitz, and
Stay with the Horowitz. It's going into storage, man.
Hang on,
Well,
mate,
I don't
mate.
want to go into the room with you because
Look,
I
hang
know
on,
exactly what you're going to
but-
do in the room.
Look, hang on. You don't have the Apex store. They may just literally put it in like a box in the wall somewhere, and you're not getting food in there.
I'm not getting okay.
I'm sorry.
Come back to the room, mate.
So I've checked the notes here. You
Is there
don't
a
actually
corner
know.
I can
You don't
stare
know
at?
how many
Ooh.
days it is to Fervious.
Oh,
The
God.
interrogator informed you that the ship was leaving orbit in 2 days on the warp route, first to the Lave Worlds and then from there to Fervious. Yeah, I think you were actually updated once you boarded the ship as to the transit time. So
No,
presumably you will have the same done to you when you depart for the next destination.
AJ, you don't want to share a room with a man, flagellating himself. I don't want to share a room with a man flagellating himself. Now, there's a potential solution to this. Where what if he was in the brig?
I was going to suggest, Octus, that we talk to Gaius whilst in the room and suggest to him that he flagellate himself in private elsewhere from
That could
Right.
also work.
our room because it's fucking grim.
Trying to sleep as the man flagellates himself for 60 minutes straight.
It's just endless at this point. I don't think my character's getting any meaningful rest. I don't think it's doing
Yeah,
my
how is your character
any
doing, by
good.
the way? Like, emotionally speaking right now? 'Cause-
Emotionally speaking,
Yeah.
my character is unsettled. But that's actually on my character sheet. My character is unsettled.
You're like the one normal dude trapped along for this crazy ride.
That's what I get with 15 insanity points from watching someone flagellate for several hours a day.
I imagine like
you-
when you go to bed at night, like you pull the blanket up over your neck and you can just hear like the wet slapping noises, and you're like, "What is he doing up there?" Oh, he's just flagellating again.
It's just now and again.
Sounds of bananas being peeled very rapidly would be preferable to the sound of flagellation, I imagine.
It's just now and again. Quarl breaks down into tears, just going, "I haven't."
I do have an arbitrator. I'm gonna have to use it. All right, let's go to the room. Let's do this.
Okay, so what
To the room. Do you want to... Now, I have to pass the time, Quarl, some sexily rattling playing cards.
Yeah, and I think we've seen just about every rattling on the sexy rattling. I think I know every rattling on those sexy rattling playing cards in too intimate detail.
I mean, at this point, the deck of playing cards is very dog-eared, and you probably recognise a lot of them by name. You recognise Lurleen, Dioclyton.
Can I ask for some scrap metal from some AdMech chat?
So, what I was going to say previously is at this point, sort of reboarding the Mechanicus Bard, because you're still in Orbis Ramblave Worlds, like compared to the previous Quiet, it is now a hive of activity once again. You're sort of, as you stepped off your St. Horowitz down towards the landing area, like you can just see like figures streaming across of all kinds, like going this way and that, and sort of boarding ships, and you can hear like the flare of engines as ships are still coming in and taking off and going planetside and coming back, and there's very much a hive activity going on currently, in the midst of which you're having a discussion about sexy rattling playing cards. You certainly could try and get one of their attention if you want to discuss affairs of a meet.
Yeah, no, I'd love to possibly speak to one of them.
Okay, so how would you like to get the attention of one of these Mechanicum representatives? They're all clad in sort of varying grey and red robes. You can see some of them dusty from planetside, others relatively resplendent looking.
Whichever one
higher
looks least
maces,
busy.
you can see. They're pretty much at this point all busy. It's like you know how you see in like sci-fi, it's like the streams of traffic like going through the orbit. It's like one after the other. It's almost like that, but like they're walking. It's like that. It's not like a crowd that walks in like a mall. They are very much like walking in like intersecting lines. It's almost disturbing to look at. You can just hear like the metallic clunk of feet on like doom, like times about times 1,000-fold as they all like not quite marching in serried unison, but sort of they are walking very much regimented lines.
I do not want to mess with that. I've decided I don't want to get in their way. I'd much prefer them to carry on with their work. I don't want them because the AdMech is...
You see, as they're like walking through the hangar, you notice that sort of glancing around you, they seem to have like formed like a square around you, like noticing this organic anomaly in their targeting matrices. You just notice like the rest of the hangar is like full of foot traffic, and like you maybe have like a 10-foot square that you're just like huddled around in, and now people whipping past you in each direction.
Are they stopping and staring at us?
Nope, they're on with their business.
They're on with their business? Well then, I'll be on with mine. That seems fair.
Okay, so you can certainly have a look out on the way back to the room, or through the rest of the ship if you want to keep an eye out for some scrap metal.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll try and see if there's any like loose bits knocking about that look very unimportant. Like if it looks like it does something, I'm not touching.
Starts putting cladding out of the wall. No, I'll be taking this. I mean, you certainly would have the strength.
That can't be important.
Yeah. I'll say go ahead and make a search test, just straight up. All
right. Where's my search?
You're not too familiar with the layout of Mechanicum ships.
Oh god. Damn it. Oh, it wasn't in character. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on.
All right.
Why is Alan looking for things?
Yeah.
There we go. That's more like
That's much worse.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give them some scrap metal, Octus.
0.6 for degrees of failure.
They're taking his legs. The search went so badly, he offered his own legs.
Yeah.
I was going to try and make us a game like chess we could play. But...
Well,
What?
You can't, can you?
Yeah, not anymore.
I think you mean Imperial Regicide. It's referred
Yeah,
to as.
Regicide. Is
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it makes sense.
So, you.
I'll fashion some out of the warp.
You push your way
Oh,
through
dear.
the serried ranks of Mechanicum serfs and operatives and magresses and whatever ranks they hold within their secretive, blasphemous order to you, Gaius.
Bunholes.
And
Leave them alone.
After a bit of pushing and shoving, like the corridors are now very full as the business of the ship seems still in full swing. You manage after 30 or 40 minutes with some very bruised shoulders and sides, you recognise these half flesh, half mechanical people are not the most comfortable to brush past in a crowd. You manage to make your way bruised and a little bit sore from the travel back to the quarters you've previously been gifted. And you have the run of your small bunks.
I'm gonna have a sit down.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go to my bunk and have a sit down.
I'm old, so I'm gonna have a good old fashioned rest.
Right, the mattress sort of squeaks very pathetically under your bulk. It's like, the springs are not well kept.
I'm lying here.
I meant rather than being
Amen.
Get
off of me.
It's the sound of the bed.
I meant rather than being very squeaky, they don't have much bounce to them. They're
My God, there's a man in here.
Please, you have to help me.
There's a man in my bed.
But yes, you have the run of your room, and if there's anything you want to do before perhaps receiving some updates about transit time.
Get that man out of the bed.
You, Gaius, you're filled with a feeling that sort of... Go ahead and make a awareness check for me. I'll say a plus 20.
As to whether or not there is a man in that bed.
Oh, you're almost convinced there's a man in there, but you sort of give the mattress a good bonk with your fist. It's like, no, there's no one in there.
I always like giving a mattress a good bonk.
So, is there anything pressing you want to do other than try and find some new source for your own amusement for the possibly week-plus-long journey to Fervious?
Can I clean my weapons and?
You certainly can.
You're such a
sharpen
nerd.
My knives.
Such a nerd.
Repair my chain dagger and things.
Alan and I are just bowlers. We go in there with whatever we've got.
We're about to go onto a planet that has a hierarchy based on combat effectiveness, and I'm not gonna go there with my guns clogged to the brim with fucking shite so that they jam on the first instance of combat. That's not what I'm gonna do.
No,
I think we'll be able to subvert. Yeah, I think we'll be able to subvert the violence by distracting them with our excellent somehow getting to shopping skills. It's like, hey, who are you new guys? We want to bash your faces in. That's a good question, actually. We're looking for the shops.
In the next Imperial Censorer, they come back to find it's now gone from being a tribal planet to a fully thriving
shopping mall in the sky.
Now
everyone's wearing mink coats.
A shop.
My God, they made it into a palace world. How the hell? The power of capitalism.
What you do notice is you sort of pull out one of your weapons and just idly fiddle with as you wait for the ship to get going. All the possessions you took down to the surface of the Lave Worlds, now very dusty. You sort of shake out the one of your guns and you watch like a small sift of iron flakes like drift out of it. The atmosphere on those worlds is not very good for casual possessions. And you sort of raise a sleeve to your nose almost, and it smells like nails.
That's lame. Right, I better give these a clean.
Alright, so the three of you busy yourselves with sort of shaking out the iron flakes and preparing yourselves for any information and updates on your transit, and after maybe an hour and a half of fiddling, almost to waste time, almost more than anything else, you hear sort of like the clinking of people moving past your chamber and the sort of the binaric count and squirts of data filling the air around you suddenly come to a halt. And you feel sort of the telltale shuddering of the engines as like you're thrown forward in your seats almost. Sort of like sitting on the bed, you feel yourself being thrown forward as the engines of the starship launch into life once again. And you hear a voice come down to the cabin box saying, the warp route to Fervious has undertaken. Analysis says warp route 90% turbulent, 0.02% chance of total ship destruction. Prepare yourselves. Transit to take 3 standard days. End transmission.
While we do this, can I use this opportunity to practice my backup job of soothsaying?
Certainly could. So the ship is now on the way to the Lagrange point to enter the warp, and for the next 3 days you may do whatever you wish. So if soothsaying is one of the things you want to practice in the intervening travel time you certainly can, what are you thinking?
Quarl,
soothsaying.
Quarl, would you like to know your future?
How would you be able to discern my future?
Well,
You need to get completely
I
naked
have-
and run
I
around
have
the
a-
ship.
I have a set of the Emperor's own tarot cards right here,
Okay.
with which I'll be able to predict your future.
That I personally would not like to get involved in warp witchcraft. However, we do have 3 days to burn, so
This is nothing. This is
I'm
nothing
also-
to do with the warp. This is just the power of the Emperor through these tarot cards.
I'm gonna just
the
give.
Emperor. I'm going to put that in special Doctor Evil quote marks there. The Emperor. Okay, right.
gonna
If it's
give,
the Emperor, then I'll give it a go.
I'm going to give AJ a crisp slap to the face.
Okay, right. Well,
Emperor.
Are you going to explain it, or
yeah, you best start fucking explaining that.
you just slapped an arbitrator? You're a fucking old man who's.
I've got a fucking
Yeah.
ID on me, my dude.
As you were
If you try and push me over, I'll explode in a ball of flames.
You feel a sharp slap across your cheek as
Oh,
Carl, incensed
okay.
by your refusal of anything Emperor related, gives you a sharp slap on the face.
Right. Ow.
I meant Gaius, not Carl. Obviously, you wouldn't slap yourself.
Or did he?
The tarot.
Or did he?
Snap out of it, dude.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna have to
well,
pick that up and ask
if you're
what the hell.
if you're hesitant, I could perhaps show how it's done with Gaius first.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
would you
If
like
Gaius is down, I'm down. How about that?
Okay. Well, who would like to have their future predicted first?
Gaius.
Quarl.
Get Gaius, or I will make Gaius's future very short indeed.
Wow.
He has literally just spanked me for no good reason.
This is true.
I think you know what you did.
Let's
Like this isn't just some random slapassery. This is
It is a bit of random slapassery, if I'm perfectly.
it's a punctuation. You say that the Emperor, you give the Emperor sass, you get a slap. You do
Well, you
not
could
sass the
explain
Emperor.
this. You could explain this to me.
I'm
rather than
60 fucking years old. I haven't got time.
Rather than
I do not have enough time in the universe to
It is
explain.
me, Octus, and Gaius sitting in a room. Me going, I'm not sure about these cards, and then you just slap me and stare at Octus as he's holding a deck of cards. Just give me a
Carry on, Octus. Carry on.
don't backsass the Emperor boy, rather than just slap me and then go, you know.
Okay.
I don't need to. I give you the look of the fucking fury.
Okay, I
That's all I do.
I will recognize the look of the fury
Okay.
and be sad for a bit.
I'll do it with Gaius first. And so I'll take out my
I
tarot
beg your
cards.
pardon.
No,
You read my future is what you'll do.
I'll take out my tarot cards. Now, I don't actually have a set of tarot, so I will be using the sexy rattling card.
What?
Is that not on
I
your
retract
character
my
sheet?
slap.
Do
I
you not
retract
have
my slap.
Actual sanctioned tarot cards.
I thought you did. I thought that was your item
Yeah,
from
you
spawning.
shtick to be like a pre-teller.
I'm sure he had the cards. I'm sure you started the game with the cards.
Let me
Yeah,
quickly check. I
one
don't
deck
think I
of
did.
cards. Was
Can
that
you
not...
even?
Oh, no, I do
retract
have a deck of cards. Why did I ask for a set of play cards? Like, fuck, I'm an idiot. I've got 2 decks of cards, one of which is untouched. We'll use that one.
Okay, so
You had an untouched set of playing cards and bought a pack of sexy rattling playing cards.
Yep.
You
so-
freak.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do for this, to make it a little bit interesting, what we'll say is, so you, Octus, being familiar with the Emperor's Tarot, you would know that the Emperor's Tarot has multiple ways to read it, the cards. What you can do is sort of using these deck of playing cards as your tool. You separate out 22 cards. You pick out maybe 5 cards from each suit. So you have the ace, the king, the queen, the jack, and the 10. So you pick 5 of those from each suit and lay them down. You pick 2 jokers out of the pack, and those correspond to the 22 cards of the Emperor's Tarot, the major arcana, that is. So what I'll say for this is, if you want to conduct a reading for any willing or unwilling victim here, what I'll say is, whoever you're doing the reading for, if you roll a 1d22 and roll that 3 times, I will tell you which cards you are dealt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So who would you like to do the reading with first?
Well, this is for Gaius. So, I've taken out my cards. I've started dealing them out. I'm giving this sort of... And we have 16, 4, and 4.
Okay, so you can't deal the same card twice, so re-roll one of those 4s.
That'd be quite impressive. 1.
Okay.
You just flip the card over, flip it back over again. Also 4.
So who is this reading for?
This is for Gaius.
Guys.
Unless it's bad, and then it's for AJ.
This is too late, mate.
Okay.
It's for
So
you.
you focus your mind and sort of tuning out to that calm place within you, Octus, as you sort of recall the sanctioning and the rights of the Emperor's Tarot that had long been dormant within you, and now having a chance to exercise it once more. You bring it forth from your mind, and attuning to that state, you shuffle the cards, and at Gaius Luge's prompting, you deal 3 cards face up in front of him. So the first card you deal is the High Priest. You know this.
Fuck yeah.
You know this as a card meaning
Gaius Luge.
the recipient has maybe some skills in intuition, maybe suffering with their inner voice a little. And sort of, you get the sense that he may be repressing some of his feelings.
Oh fuck.
Have I, through the power of tarot, found out
The second card you deal is the Inquisitor of Mandatio, and this one, means that often has motifs of sacrifice and martyrdom. And
God damn! What are these cards? You're fucking nailing my character. What?
And you focus on it.
I was a non-believer in the fucking tarot until now.
One of the things that also is associated with this card that can be, you sort of look at the card and you notice that it's now facing away from you, and that often in your experience can mean that perhaps in the future lies a needless sacrifice.
Oh, damn it.
And the third card you deal is number 16, which I will just find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
The sexy rattling hooker.
The third
I
card you
don't know how
deal,
that got in there.
the third card you deal
Why
face
numbers on
up
it?
is the Eye of Horus.
Oh.
Oh.
And the Eye of Horus, obviously,
I
being,
immediately do some crossing shit, like, oh fuck me.
being immediately a sign of the arch enemy, you know it to be a sort of almost a doom bringer, and you sort of concentrate your mind to understand the meaning, and you think that it can often represent sudden upheaval, broken pride and disaster, but it can also mean that it could represent disaster avoided, as the Emperor slew Horus on his battle barge. It can also have that sort of coin flip effect.
So, when that card gets turned over as the last one, I'm going to sort of squint at it and squint at Gaius quite hard. From these cards, I understand that you're possibly struggling with something or have some hidden aspect of yourself Though coming in the future, we have either Great Sacrifice or Child Sacrifice. And I'm assuming from this, at least hoping that you'd want to avert a potential crisis in the future. That could possibly what the Great Sacrifice is for. Or you may be the cause of it.
Well, I mean, given that I'm a redemptionist and we're heading towards a sanguinary cult, I expect many sacrifices to come. As for this hidden agenda,
Yeah, well,
I think these cards are a load of cock.
let's see. I'll squint again. I'll gather back up my cards and you just squint in while shuffling.
Okay, you your ears ringing with
Quarl?
warnings of the Emperor's cock in your ears. You reshuffle the deck and look eagerly to cards if you would like a reading.
So, Quarl, do you have anything you're...
Well, I suppose we'll find out.
Okay.
Look,
What kind of fucking question is that?
You've got to remember, Octus is paranoid at this point. After having some slight dealings with Orb, he's got a bit of a paranoid bastard. And seeing that shit, Gaius, not reassuring, to say the least. All right, so
yeah, if you want to do a reading for Carl, just roll 1d22 another 3 times. 21, 8, and 6. Okay. So,
Them some banging numbers. 21's my favourite number.
okay, so you once again reach out into that space where you can commune with the Emperor's Tarot, invoking whatever psychic latent senses you have, and you begin to shuffle the cards, stopping at the moment you are indicated by Carl, and you begin to deal cards face up from the deck. The first card you deal is the Demon, and this one faces away.
Oh! Suck it!
The meaning of the Demon is sort of the tantalizingness of power. You recognize the themes as addiction, materialism, and playfulness. It can symbolize a loss or restoration of control. It can also represent a loss or restoration of freedom.
As an arbitrator, that works.
yeah, it sounds pretty cool, not going to lie.
Okay, so the second card you rolled is number 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The second card you deal is the Space Marine. And the meaning of the Space Marine is brutal and clear, like the Space Marines themselves. It means reflection and reckoning, an awakening, if something. It means self-awareness and the removal of doubt. It is a very blunt card.
Honestly, all my doubts about fucking Quarl are being removed at this point. This is good shit right now.
Okay.
Well, we don't know what 6 is yet.
Yeah, let's find out what that is.
Just counting.
Is someone being stabbed in the back? Then I'm thinking that maybe they'll come back.
Okay, the next card you deal is the Great Eye. And on this card, as you deal it, you see sort of the bloody, pale purple-red resemblance of the Eye of Terror in these in the same sector you're in, actually, because the Collector's sector is in the Segmentum Obscurus, I believe, which is you're like 1 or 2 subsectors away from the Eye of Terror, so it's not too surprising that it would make it onto your copy of the tarot. And the meaning of the Eye of Terror is not good. The meaning of the Eye of Terror is it often not considered quite so desperate as the Eye of Horus, but it often refers to themes of faithlessness, discouragement, and especially insecurity. Sort of the Eye of Terror being such a wound in the world, almost, but sort of almost a signifier about to be on guard.
Wow.
So, there'll come a point in the near future where your beliefs are tested and challenged, but you will make it through and arrive at a point of such clear where to progress forwards, and you will achieve your goals at bringing freedom to a large group of people. This bodes well for our mission.
No pressure then.
Yeah.
Okay. just gotta Spartacus our way down to the.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah.
You are now. Yeah, I'm now just happy looking at you like, yeah, he's some kind of hero. Perfect, sorted. Great.
It's ideal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you?
You've already given me Scully to look after. This is far too much pressure.
You are the chosen one.
Okay.
Did you want to do a reading for yourself, Octus?
Oh,
better.
that's-
Oh
Deck is
yeah,
a-
I'm better. I want to look in on this. Yeah.
yeah. I'm guessing if I wasn't planning to, but if the other two are like, "What about yourself?" Then yeah, let's do that. I've never done one before.
Would you like me to shuffle the cards and then place them in front of you, or I'm not sure how.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay, I'll let you do the cards, and I'll enter.
Okay.
You pass the deck of cards over to Quarl, only reluctantly. You sort of spend a moment with your eyes closed and sort of impart the last vestige of whatever psychic power these cards have into the deck as you release your grip. And Quarl,
As I hand them over, I'll like put him in his hand. I'll grab his hand with my other hand as well, and like give him like a firm like squeeze, like the hand, not him. Like.
Quarl,
That's how I was imagining that as you just said it. I was like, what the fuck? Do it for me.
We'll say, Quarl, because the cards are now in your hands, I'll get you to roll the dice. So if you can
Yeah,
roll
that's what I was hoping for.
1d22 for me.
I'll see when you roll.
Oh!
There's 22. You have to re-roll both of those, 'cause, can't deal the same card.
Get all the good rolls out of the way now.
Get them out of the way.
That
Get
was
them out of the
we've
way.
got
The
3
22s and 3s. I am meant to have.
Alright. So, Quarl, you're not sure what to believe of this tarot. The revelation
Yeah,
seems
well,
to be
I
somewhat
can't read
accurate,
tarot.
but, you trust that you'll deal a good hand for your friend and companion here, Octus, and use summon whatever inner focus you have to shuffle the deck, and when you hear the words of Octus sort of taps you on the shoulder for you to stop shuffling, you begin to deal the cards. So, let's have a look. So, 22. The first card you deal is the Magus of Exuteria. And this card, very rarely seen, being the ultimate card of the tarot. The Magus has various meanings, as you would know, Octus. You sort of look plainly at the card facing towards you, and you recognise the Magus meaning the themes of independence, sort of breaking out from chains, a sense of reclaiming some purpose from emptiness, and it's almost a feeling of knowing your place in the world. The next card that you deal from the top of the deck is the 1, 2, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very fittingly, the next card that you deal is for Squat. Almost inevitable, given Octus's short and stunted stature. You are unsurprised to find the Squat face up against you in the middle of the cards being dealt. The Squat has various meanings. Once again, as it glares at you, you see a small depiction of a shorter than normal human with various sort of emblazoned, almost like medieval manuscript warnings to like beware the abhuman. You see, you note the themes that the Squat often indicates themes of finding a middle path amongst dangers. It represents having the patience and to find meaning where there is none, to avoid extremes, to avoid excess, to make sure that you have balance against lack of balance. And the third card that you deal, if I can count, the third card that you deal is the Lost Child. Now, you see sort of on the face of the card is like a small, sort of maybe month-old baby, like surrounded by a black void and stars. And you know that, Octus, the meaning of this card, the name at the top of the tarot card is the Lost Child, but almost perversely, the representations of this card are somewhat positive. Often it means to take joy, to take celebration in an upcoming success, to embrace themes of positivity, and to avoid depression and sadness.
Okay.
And those are the cards
So-
revealed.
At some point soon, I'll find a way to break free of something holding me back, finding a middle path for all the solutions, and also, in doing so, finding happiness. All in all, a prediction I'm happy with. I'll bundle up my cards.
Alright, so you've now all been dealt the Emperor's Tarot.
Fucking creepy priest bastard.
So,
Resent that.
with the almost psychic, almost unsettling predictions that the deck has given,
Bullshit!
is,
Good day, sirs. Good day.
you spend like maybe a couple of minutes just reflecting on the visions that you've been given. Whether it's random chance or whether some actual vision of the future, hard to tell for all but you, Octus. Octus, you have done your best to attune psychically with the deck, and I'll say for you, go ahead and make a Psyniscience test plus 30, just to see whether you believe these predictions you've given. Yeah, you feel confident that this was not
on point.
not a quirk of fate nor yourself, but surely the best result that the tool can give. Sort of divining, maybe cryptically, but feels like a solid manifestation of the will of the immortal Emperor himself, as this deck is wont to do. So,
Right, that's my contribution to tainment. It's up to you two now.
Right, back to the rattling card.
Yeah, back to the sexy
so
rattling
as
playing cards.
you watch Octus stow away the Emperor's Tarot deck into his clothes, and you begin to while away the 3 days to Fervious on the Mechanicus barge. It's going to be a long couple of days, but if there's nothing else you wish to do, we can skip ahead to the destination.
Skip ahead.
Yeah, I'm down for skipping.
So amidst throngs of self-flagellation, sort of, I imagine the two of you are trying to play like Go Fish, and you look up as maybe a couple of blood splecks hit one of your cards. There, Gaius Luge is hastily prostrating himself before the immortal Emperor with his scourge. It's a cramped couple of days, and not amongst the most exciting void journeys you've undertaken, but eventually you feel the shuddering of the Mechanicum barge as it begins to once again rattle and vibrate, sort of the hull shaking as the maelstrom of real space interfaces with the auspices of the warp, and you feel the ship going as you feel like psychically the burst of energy as a hull tears back into real space, and the ship, almost like someone shooting a pea through a pea shooter, emerges back into the real world.
Just like riding a horse.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to come up with analogies here.
No, I understand 100% what you're going for. It was powerful
You're
imagery.
literally spat by a
It's
school
quite the
child.
segue, is all it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think it was the P got us.
Yeah, we're simple
I mean,
men. Peace,
Yeah,
funny.
If
the
there's
pea
anything
shooter.
the Emperor's Tower could tell us, it's that legumes are not to be trusted.
Damn
Anyway.
straight.
So, once again, the ship shudders as it emerges back into real space. This time, you sort of, realising what's going on, you step out of your small, cramped chamber where Quarl and Octus are playing the 310th round of Go Fish that day. And you look out through the viewports, and this time they're filled only with quiet space rather than the disquieting sort of defensive array of the Lave Worlds. and keeping straight to the viewports of the ship as you look and see what surrounds you in orbit. You glance down and see a pale blue, waterlogged planet in the distance, slowly widening into a sphere of cobalt that approaches your viewports. The small pinpricks of land stare dully up at you, noticeably dark amongst the water, and you breathe a sigh of relief as 2.5 weeks of travel finally come to a close. Suddenly the Vox fires up and a telltale monotone, monochromatic voice comes up on the speaker. We have arrived at Fervious. Final stop, Fervious. Disembark at your prerogative. Transmission ends.
Now, did we have the name of the capital?
You did. The name of the capital was Vassenkeep.
Do you think we should head there?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I think that's our best chance of getting anywhere. Like, where does seedy underhive business begin?
So, if you look at the image I posted, so as the interrogator described, Fervious is very much an uninhabited planet, and sort of the population sort of in the millions rather than billions, as is customary to the Imperium. You think probably your best bet, if you're going to find the centre of population, is probably the largest landmass around here. Sort of there's underlying specks of like archipelagi and various islands, but if you're going to head for the centre of population, it makes sense it's probably going to be on the largest landmass.
To the largest landmass.
Ba 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 ba.
Well, if you're ready to go, give the word and you can embark.
Yeah, let's get the Horowitz out the box.
You sort of emerge in a
Blow
flare
that dust off.
You emerge in a flare of retro fuel. Almost, you can almost feel like the rust flakes sloughing off as you enter the void of space. And you centre the pale blue orb of Fervious in your reticule, and you begin to travel down into the atmosphere. At this point, I would like any of you to go ahead and make a knowledge Imperium or stellar navigation test plus 10, if you want to see if you can recall any facts about the planet you're heading to. If you have those skills.
AJ has perfect recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I
Yeah,
just
so
Perfect
you would
recall it.
recall, you would recall everything I've told you previously about this planet.
Perfect. I do
But
that.
if you want to see if you want to see if anything like seeing the planet in the person jogs any facts.
I have no memories. I have none. No brain. Nothing.
You have negative.
Yeah, -1 degree success. That's yeah. You stretch your minds, Octus, but you can't remember anything other than what you've been briefed. Anyone else, or
I don't have common law
Oh, you don't
Imperium, so
uh,
no.
okay?
I don't know where we are. Somewhere in space.
Stellar navigation plus 10.
Is this
Yeah.
Holy Terror? Looks like it.
My God, we're finally here. Every planet we visit.
Yeah.
It's Terra. It's not Terra.
You sort of stretch your mind as well, Quarl, but other than the briefing you've been given, which you can recall perfectly.
So,
Why?
why do you want to go to Terry, you fucking traitorous arsehole? Traitor boy McTraitor.
Okay, well, you keep that sass in your back pocket, thank you, sir.
Mr. I'm hiding something and may or may not betray you.
Those cards are bolonky. Bolonky, I say.
Yeah.
So you travel down planetside, encountering the canticles of ship conveyance, and you breathe a sigh of relief as you are now free from the torpor that was the boredom aboard that Mechanicus barge. You are very much relieved to be back on the Emperor's business as part of the Inquisition. And behind the controls, while piloting the St. Horowitz down through the atmosphere, I'll say, for the heck of it, go ahead and make a pilot check for me, and I'll give you plus 10 because you know some facts about the world.
Yeah. If only I knew some facts about flying ships.
That might be helpful.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, travelling down the atmosphere through the St. Horowitz, Carl, behind the controls, You feel back at home, sort of with a joystick in your hand and a ship that feels very comfortable compared to sort of the cold, sterile embrace of the Mechanicum. Sort of almost, you see like the various LED beeps from your command console. It's almost a welcome reprieve from the merciless silence of the explorative barge, and you sort of feel a good sense of relief as you continue to plummet down into the atmosphere in your Aquila Lander. So you plummet down through the ionosphere. Down through the cloud layer, you penetrate into a cool, dark blue sky. The bottom specks of land becoming larger by the kilometre as you swoop down from orbit. You seem to be the only ship in the sky. There is no stream of orbital traffic like on Scintilla, nor on the Lave worlds. Here the sky is empty to an almost unsettling extent. You are surrounded by nothing but seas and blue sky. Every way you look, it is unsettling void. When they said Fervious was a feudal world, they clearly meant it.
Hasn't this thing got heavy bolters on it?
It has.
Go ahead,
I
if you
think
want
we
to like
could-
scan around to see if anything is approaching your ship, you can certainly go ahead and make a perception test for me. I'll take it. I'll plus 20 because of your ship reticules. Whoever's manning the gun can go ahead and make that as well.
Hell
I believe
yeah.
that was you, Gaius.
Yeah, Gaius is normally on the twin link.
That's unless they want to tie me up as a traitor.
So, Gaius, you scan the horizon, swiveling around in your underslung heavy bolter turret, but you don't see anything approaching. You see a few flocks of xenobirds, sort of dipping along in the atmosphere, but...
Die, devil bird!
Do you actually want to shoot them?
No. I think open hostility is not the best way to approach a planet.
I don't know. Actually, if we fly down to their planet, firing heavy bolters while blaring
with fucking rock
Hurricane by
music.
Scorpion, then yeah, like it's gonna make a fuck impression.
You've been thunderstruck.
They don't know if they have like some ghetto style bazookas they'll just shoot us down with in fear.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or
if you
they
don't
throw
want to shoot
enough
them-
rocks at us that we collapse.
Yeah.
That I will I'll squeeze the trigger, but I won't just.
So
I won't
you
release.
hit one of the runes of the command console, and you hear like the as the loading mechanisms like force the first round of the heavy bolters, and you sort of thumb hesitating over the triggers. You decide whether or not to blast away this flock of xenobirds. They're sort of tracking them away. You still cognizant there may be a higher threat. And you go back to scanning the horizon. With 2.7 degrees of success, as you plummet down into the atmosphere, you don't see anything.
I see my own future.
If only.
Nice.
Yeah, you sort of scanning the horizon, scanning the seas, scanning anything in front of you. You see the rapidly approaching mass of land. You don't see anything threatening. And as you continue down through the orbit, you're now about a couple of kilometres above the surface, and you start to make out the first vestiges of land on Fervious' surface. Plummeting down through the cloud layer, you see the first remarks of structure upon the surface of Fervious. You can't see the capital city where you're jetting over the land. And the city doesn't become visible until you jet over maybe another 10 minutes or so, and then it suddenly becomes visible in the horizon. The details becoming more obvious. I'll say for this, Carl, go ahead and make a perception test with plus 20. Since you're piloting the craft. 2.7, nice. So, in the distance, maybe at this point you're sort of airborne, down at low over the land, you're maybe 2-3 miles away. You see in the distance a huge sprawling shanty city, and you reason that this being the only large settlement you'd seen coming down, this must surely be Vassenkeep. And you see it's a huge tiered sprawling shantytown. The interrogator told you that it was 1 million souls, but now looking at it, that might have been a conservative estimate. Hard to tell how many might be poked away in here, but maybe 2, 3, 4 million. It's very hard to tell. You're not familiar with far-flung planets and their demographics, but the sheer size of it filling your reticule is quite something to behold. What you do notice in the city is a few prominent stacks of shanty buildings towards the centre. Hard to tell if they are any kind of functionary institution or just the palace of some dismal feudal world warlord. You don't see at this distance any insignia or any marks of rank or importance, but just the way the city, almost like a spire rising slowly in the centre, seems to sort of catch your interest.
Are there any sort of AA emplacements?
On 2.7 degrees of success, no. The city doesn't
Alcoholics
even.
Anonymous placements.
The city doesn't even seem to have any kind of walls. It is more like a sprawling mass of shacks constructed from detritus and planks of ferrocrete and metal of some kind. There are no walls. You scan the horizon to see if they have any sort of weapons trained on any incoming craft. You almost get the sense that air traffic on this world is so rare, like they wouldn't need them.
Can I search for a place to land the ship next in or around the capital?
So at this point, you're maybe like 2-3 miles away from the central city. I leave it to you where you would like to land.
Okay, what are my options?
I think we should
you can
go
land
maximum.
out of the town. You can land next to the town, sort of suburbs. You could land right in the middle of the spire. You can land in the water. It's really up to you.
Should we make a ridiculously rockstar entrance and have the ship fly around the spire? Alan then jumps out of the spire, out of the ship. Sorry, either onto the spire or just into the streets, wielding my chainsword and his chain axe, and then just goes fucking ham everywhere, and I fire the heavy bolter into the tower as we spin around it.
Like Gotrek, Guinness, style, like diving in.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
That's one approach.
How do we feel about that one?
Okay, no, I see. I'm actually all for the balls out play, not that one, not in that way. But...
Just casually.
That was like a random fact about Alan that we just found out.
You'd be more aerodynamic
stifled,
if you don't have those trousers.
No. Leave. Yes, leaving out.
I'm all in favour of the balls out play.
I mean, he bought tinfoil
The
trousers.
word
Turns out he
play.
just wanted to make like a ball support for plummet.
Oh dear.
Okay, so not
sack
the exact,
cradle.
well, not the exact thing you mentioned, but basically, rather than like parking on the edge of town, I do think we should fly down and just fucking land, like,
And then be
A
like,
plane
what
too.
about it?
yeah.
I
literally,
am quite
because
conscious of the fact
this
that
is a
this is
place-
our only way home.
This is a place
This-
which respects might is right. Our first statement is going to be strong, which is we're turning up. We don't give a fuck.
We
We're
own
parking-
your planet.
and we are.
Suckers.
Yeah, because basically, if
I-
we park and try and hide the ship, like, oh, we're sorry, oh, and maybe investigate. While they're a bit more subtle, we're more likely, I reckon, to get our shit stolen.
I'll
Like-
say all of you now go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Oh dear.
I mean, we can't just land like a bunch of bitches. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Jet
very
fuel.
smart.
We're all not very intelligent.
Yeah.
I do not.
I'm
That's a
going to
go-go.
spend a fate point real quick.
You don't.
No, no,
we
no,
need that in the
you don't.
fight.
Yeah, you don't need that.
We need that in the might is right balls out play.
There we go.
No!
Okay,
So,
hang
no!
on.
Damn it.
Roll it again.
Let's see
No
if
reason.
it even worked. Hang on.
Roll it again.
Roll it again.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that failed anyway. So
Use another fate point.
So I'll just relate the facts of the case as they've appeared. There's no other
and
air
I
traffic
don't
in the
get it back.
skies.
Yep.
This is a city of 4 million odd souls, maybe.
Yep.
No AA defences.
Nope.
You get the sense if you leave it somewhere it could be stolen,
Exactly.
they might just spin it round and shoot you. Or shoot
Okay.
the city.
It's an option, but first of all, this is why I'm saying we go for the balls out play. We make a big entrance, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? And when they try and cause problems, we tell them to back the fuck off and leave our shit alone, otherwise I'll rip them to pieces with my bare hands.
Or
I mean, Alan could literally pick up the ship and throw it into the spire.
That is true.
That
As they
that
don't
is an
fucking touch our
underrated
stuff.
angle.
Yeet.
I mean, I've planned
what?
out various avenues for this encounter. That was not one of them.
Yeeting the spaceship into the spire.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
like,
very
given
surprised you didn't think of that, Jack.
Do that. Makes
I think
tasty
we do.
notes.
I think we land in the middle of town, pull our guns out, wave our dicks around, and be
Demand
like,
to see who's in
Well,
charge.
demand
let's
to see who's
do
in
it.
Yeah, we
charge.
don't leave our ship. We make them
Let's
come to.
I maybe kill a few people.
Okay.
Just like
So-
feel the weight of the room. Because I mean, Alan has his bare hands. I have a fucking bolt pistol, which is going to be terrifying to look at. And AJ's just fucking popping people every day.
Am I? I've spent the last
No,
2
you-
weeks on a ship playing Go Fish.
You killed like 12 Hellbats while Alan and I got smothered.
The other option is
Don't forget that.
The other option is we go and speak with the local government while somebody stays behind, or
Yeah.
AJ,
I
you
was
literally
thinking-
take the fuck off and fly away. and
Yeah,
just
I
go and-
fly in the ship while you guys do the dangerous things. I mean, the diplomatic thing. And
Go balls out on this play.
I used my heightened sense of eyes and ears to keep an eye on things. And then
That's true. You have your perfect eyes. You can like relay stuff.
So, just
what
interrupting
is
here
the
for
range on a
moment,
microbead?
That's a good point. What is the range of a
interrupting
microbead?
here, sort of Quarl, as you came down from the sort of space and plummeted through the atmosphere, as you got sight of that central spire in town, or this city, whatever it is, sort of the central spire, one thing you did notice, it doesn't have any landing pads.
Yeah.
If you were going to land on there, like, you would actually have to like dislodge various sort of ferrocrete structure. I
Okay.
would say you can't do it, but if you do, you're going to like
I
knock
could
the top
hover.
How-
maybe sort of 20, 30 meters off this building, if you want enough space to
I-
sit down.
If I hover above it,
Yeah.
and then I ask Octus to pick up Gaius, and then ask Octus to just jump,
that.
then
If you feel
Yeah?
it's good at catching.
wait, it wouldn't be that he's good at catching; he's just better at falling.
Well, sort of
Much better
the
at land.
now
and
we're getting
survive.
into it. Sort of the central structure. It's almost like a if you imagine like a mountain of trash and like towards the top.
Oh, can I
it's-
just sort of knock it over a bit with my spaceship?
from
See, I think
from,
we should start from the bottom,
from the
Yeah,
surface,
I think we
this
should go-
maybe stretches maybe,
especially because if
Uh,
people tell us no and we just yeet them, it
Yeah.
sends a stronger message that we broke in.
It's like, who the fuck are those dudes on the top of the spire dicking around? Like, just drop us at the bottom and then take off again. I think that
Yeah.
that'll keep it safe.
They'll
Because
blow
also,
their
if
tiny
Alan,
minds.
even if Alan like jumps down with me, all my organs are still going to take an 81 mile an hour hit. even though he's
I mean,
Morgan Schmorgan.
so,
He's got big hands.
just at this point, like you're maybe like 2-3 miles away. Like all you see at this point is like they've got the central city, but round here like it's rolling grassland and various thickets of trees. If you want to set the craft down here, you certainly could. You could sort of like make an
Okay.
effort to hide it. You don't necessarily need to make a hot drop in the city.
Okay.
You could like park down here. And,
But
like,
I think
cover-
that's a cool
cover
play.
it off.
Yeah, it's
It is
significantly
cool.
less
It's a-
big
but,
penis.
It's a hella cool
don't
play.
feel it's necessary. Is my point.
What is the range on a microbead?
Necessary.
necessary.
I mean, I just felt like maybe it's a.
Is it
failure
necessary
describing
that
the
AJ
scene,
drinks
like-
his own urine?
No,
No,
but
but
It's
still,
not
like,
necessary,
protects-
and also doesn't happen.
I mean,
No, it's because it's sterile and he likes the taste.
I mean, I
It
didn't
what?
describe any. I didn't describe any water decanters on that mechanical sparge. Who knows what happens?
It's a dodgeball reference, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah, I got that.
No, just for AJ because I think
Oh, I
he
see.
thought I was genuinely saying he drinks piss.
Well, I've got decadence and resistance to poisons, so I should be fine.
It could be all right.
Just went to
All right,
meet,
look,
and if you had
inquisitive
alcoholic
passers over
piss-
ham.
AJ, do you have any strong objections to landing in the middle of town?
I think we go.
Bargaining to the local authority.
I just want all the facts before I literally open the back door and kick you guys out of it.
So once
My-
all the facts,
We're gonna
you
be
open
fine.
Your,
Right.
you open
I'll tell you
your
what, if we
communications
circle
device
round-
on Blisco.com.
Circle
Worst-
round.
Worst
have a
case
quick
scenario is I die a massive death while Alan fends off thousands of Mongoloid hordes. Like, the only way is up, is all I'm saying.
Okay,
Like,
but look,
I'm a redemptionist. Like, I'm keen on that shit. And this sanguinary cult gets my blood on the boil. I'm a pot above a fire, and it's on a boil.
I also have a chain axe, which I'm itching to use.
I've also got a chain sword, which I
I guess I could give Gaius my 3 frag grenades that I've just been holding on to.
I've got shit tons on me. Don't worry, boy.
Okay.
I've got.
How about this? How about we circle round and see if there's a spot we can land near the central spire?
Yeah.
'Cause
Can I?
They'll have seen the metal bird by this point.
Like,
so
improv landing.
If you want to surge towards the city in your aircraft, you certainly can. Once again, as you approach the city now, sort of flying over the suburbs, no anti-aircraft defences of any kind. You see like a mass of people in the streets. Now surging around the spire, maybe half a kilometre off. You begin a lazy circle around the central tenements of this city, and you're not shot at, you're not disrupted. The city seems pretty vast. It's maybe 2-3 miles radius, so it's pretty big. But sort of like searching for landing spaces, the surface of the city, it's like almost do you know like the Kowloon walled city in
Yeah.
it's like almost like that, like
I just need to find a
sheer like tenements of like flats and flats and flats, and the whole surface of the city is like that. Go ahead and if you want to try and find somewhere good to land, go ahead and make a perception check plus 10. .8. So, you circle the city, you begin a counterclockwise rotation, sort of jetting in from the east and then going round to the west. As you circle this central spire, do you want to keep to the outskirts, or do you want to like hug right to the centre?
Lads, Octus, Gaius, where should we land the craft?
I'm going to climb out of my cubby hole I've been hiding in. With a lot of rattling and like no grace, like sort of fall outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate on not crashing the ship because I'm very not good at it.
I mean, there's almost a near miss where like you sort of like look over to them, and then you look back to the console, and like you're maybe like 10-20 meters off, like crashing into the top floor of like a 8-story tenement. You have to like jump for St. Horowitz suddenly, and it's sort of like the wing brushes over like the top corner of the tenement building.
Ooh, Nelly. Okay.
Yeah, where would you like to look for a place to land? Near the spire or on the outskirts?
Closer you can get to that spire.
To the spire? Gaius, what's your vote?
Wherever there's the most people.
Alright, to the spire.
Rev's chainsword.
Oh, mama.
Okay. So what you sort of scanning, you spend the next 5-10 minutes sort of looking through the console desperately at the floor for somewhere to land, and it seems like almost the entire city is really inhospitable. Like the Aquila Lander is not small, it's got like an 80-foot wingspan or something silly, and it sort of trying to find a clear
exact area. Measurements on file. 80-foot wingspan.
I don't have the exact measurements on file, unfortunately. Maybe I should.
No.
It's a big ship. It's like at least like 5 people long. That's not equivalent to 80 feet, but never mind. So yeah, you circle around the tower, looking desperately for somewhere to land for St. Horowitz, and scanning down at the city, you sort of glaring desperately at somewhere to fit a ship of this size. Sailing through the city, and sort of your wings brush various smoke turrets and brush past towers of various construction. With 1.8 degrees of success, you see an area, but it's maybe a mile and a half away from the spire, and it sort of seems to be in an area where the Kowloon city of Fervious Vassenkeep seems to have crumbled almost into ruin. You see like a slump of buildings sort of almost falling in on each other. You see on the surface of where maybe 3-4 fallen towers intersect, you see like a relatively flat area, maybe 300-400 foot wide. You reckon you could probably set it down there. Might be a little bit uncertain, but it seems clear enough.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so you sort of flip the various switches, like press the pedals of the St. Horowitz, go as the retro flares of the St. Horowitz bear in, and you begin to bear down on the the landing area you identified, and you all feel the voidcraft shudder as you begin to descend in a jet of retro flares down towards the surface, and after a few minutes, you feel like as you land on this mess of ferrocrete and girders and ruined tiles and all manner of trash detritus. All manner of trash and detritus that your craft has settled upon. And you've made planetside on Fervious.
All right, let's kick the door down, baby.
All right, yeah. I'll flick the switch that opens the door.
I'm gonna hop up from my gunner's
Find the rune for
banana
door
seat.
control.
I'm gonna let you go out first.
Okay, so
No,
you,
AJ's piloting the ship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you.
I am.
Not
AJ's gonna fly back up.
yeah,
You're coming out with me, boy.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like you go out first. You're the speech man. You talk to people.
Okay,
Here
so,
we go.
So Quarl flicks the countercle of door opening, and the hydraulic servos of a ram begin to slowly, and in a puff of steam, the rear ramp opens and enters you onto a fairly trashy, dirty-looking plaza. There's a couple of kids, sort of maybe 200, 300 foot off, sort of dirty, rag-clothed. Sort of seem to be looking at this craft that's landed in the centre of their city, sort of almost talking between themselves as the ramp opens.
All right, I'm going to strut down the old exit ramp.
Okay.
I've got a bolt pistol in my left hand, chainsword in my right, flamethrower on my back. I'm gonna have a look around. Is there
that
any?
flamethrower that's part crossbow?
No. The crossbow's gone.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna have a look around. Can I have a look around for anyone that is not a child?
Go ahead and make a.
Oh, I thought you
Very
were going to use
specifically.
them to find out where we are. Where
We got a
need to go.
child. Let's go.
There's
Grab
maybe,
a child
there's
and
maybe
run
like
back
a
to
group
the
of
ship.
4 or 5 children. There's maybe 2 girls and 3 boys, and there's sort of like you watch one of them like heft a stone, like he hefts it towards your craft, but sort of being a child, like he can't throw that far, so it maybe arcs like 10, 20 feet and then scatters into the massive building underneath him.
Go yell at them.
Boy.
So yeah, if you want to look for anyone more important, go ahead and make a perception check plus 10, I'll say.
I like to party. Damn it.
Oh Jesus.
We only see children.
Yeah, you sort of watch as the ramp in front of you goes, clamps open, and you sort of poke your head out. All you can see is these kids. You can't see any adults. Maybe to your benefit, given what you know of this planet.
Not yet, it isn't. Go strut over to the kid that threw the fucking rock.
So he's about 300 feet away. Like, if you beeline for him, you're going to be well away from the craft. Like, you're going to motion Octus towards you, or...
Alright, it's going to
I'm
do
gonna
whatever
go with
he's
him. I
going to do.
don't know, bang on the hatch or whatever. To go.
The hatch,
You know,
the
take
hatch
off,
at this
whatever.
point is down in the sort of discarded building of Vassenkeep. It's like firmly down under your feet.
Right. Well, I'll because were you planning on taking off again, Quarl, after we hop out?
I can look after the ship, or I can go with you.
So
if you feel
you spend a moment like looking around. This is a fairly clear area. There's tenements like surrounding it, but
I think you should take off and then like
arrival. You can get out if you'd like, or you can.
Okay, yeah, I'll take off. Yeah.
take off and then like follow us in the streets as like a symbol of power.
Okay. I guess I'll attach my micro bead and check to see that it's working with.
Can we plug Scully terminal, because he does now have a targeting unit?
Yeah, if you want to spend a few moments before you disembark, you can sort of link Scully up with the Son Horowitz units
Excellent.
and use it as a relay. Also, that's just fine.
All right, little Scullifer is gonna pilot the gun.
Nice.
Okay, so Scully
You
came
there,
with
boy!
you, and you emerge into the ruined street of Vassenkeep. You're on about 200, 300 foot plaza of ruined roof of building, and you can see those kids in the distance, sort of like just like almost jeering and chucking stones.
All right, I'm strutting towards them so I can hold a conversation with this child. Are they throwing stones at me?
They seem to be like just throwing stones vaguely in the direction of the.
I will kill a child.
I'm gonna follow him, but like mainly to stop him getting into trouble, or alternatively getting brutally murdered by the people's parents.
Okay, so
They can try.
You
shot my child. I put a bolt gun around your chest, you piece of shit.
Doesn't seem to be.
Why did you shoot a child? He threw a rock at me.
Yeah. So yeah, you close the distance, and as you sort of draw closer, one of them when you're maybe like 30, 20 feet out, like he sort of watches Quarl taking off in the sky and sort of spits on the rock and goes, and then throws it right at you, Gaius, and it strikes you in the shoulder, sort of like bounces off your robes. What do you want, off-worlder?
Emperor, give me strength not to shoot this child in the face. Where is your master?
He again spits on the ground. Master? We don't have masters on this planet, as you mean the High King.
And where is he?
Where do you think?
So help me God, I'm going to shoot that child. All right, I'm gonna holster the bolt pistol.
Okay.
I'm then going to find a mean-looking rock.
Like he's just chucked a rock at you. It's covered with child spit, but it's pretty hefty. It's maybe like 8 inches in each direction. It's pretty chunky.
Right, I'm going to yeet this rock at this kid.
Go ahead and oh, this is interesting. Okay. Let's have a look at your character sheet.
I can use my literacy on it.
No. Go ahead and make a ballistic skill check, -10 because it's rock.
Fuck
Nice.
him.
You sort of heft the rock in your hand. You see like the sheen of spit this kid put on it, and you're like, I can throw this at him. Where are you aiming for on the kid?
Face.
You watch. You have. You have the rock in your hand, and you watch as it tumbles a lazy parabola towards this child, and then it strikes him directly in the temple.
Wait. Hang on.
You what?
Don't question it, Jack. I don't think I can. Stop this. The rock is happening.
Okay, so you watch as this rock tumbles a lazy parabola towards the child, sort of short brown hair spiked in a sort of gelled barbarian style, clad in rags. So you watch as this rock come towards him. He's like sort of folds his arm over his eyes as the rock comes in. You watch it strike him directly in the right temple, and he sort of like crumples to the floor. And you watch him. He immediately spits out a sort of mix of spit and blood.
Oh my god.
Don't give a fuck, mate.
He slowly begins twitching. The other kids are with him. They like sort of look at you and then down to this fallen child and says, look back at you and say, hey, nice one. And then immediately they all begin to kick him. They're like, do. Like he immediately begins to get kicked. And sort of...
I know the people. It's all I can say. Throwing a rock at a kid.
They
10
immediately
out of
begin,
10 plan.
they immediately begin to lay the boot into him, and sort of you watch as maybe 20, 30 seconds pass, like they're kicking his head now, and he's like, you watch as they kick him some more, and sort of spray of blood comes off, and one of the kids who kicked him was like cracked his jaw, and like he's not moving anymore.
I'm going to walk up to the crowd of children and just say, the Emperor does not tolerate weakness. And then move on. You've done well, kids. You've done well. I'm going to throw the kid that broke his jaw. I'm going to throw him a ration.
You throw a Russian, like the kid isn't moving.
I'll throw it in his head. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'll keep it. I'll leave.
See, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not cool with it.
Like
I'm
he's
gonna
either
try.
unconscious or bleeding out or dead. You don't know.
Alan can fix him.
Yeah, hang on. Let me try and sort out this mess. But while trying to fix this fucking mess, I'm gonna try.
That's a psychic phenomena. I dare
Yeah,
say.
I was say I'll be really fucking
No good deed
Quarl,
goes
what's
unpunished.
yeah. So let me quickly work out how much that healed by. Let's just.
He's alive.
So there's going to be like
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of it, like it's only a child. Like you watch as you wave a hand and he suddenly you watch his jaw click back into place, like, and suddenly like his eyes reopen and the bleeding stops, and he's like, sort of cracks his vision over to you, like, what do you want? What?
Right, I'm
Which
gonna.
man?
I'd say like get up, stop throwing stone hits.
Okay,
So, you say that.
I'm gonna
go
grab
ahead
him.
and roll on the psychic phenomena
Yeah.
table if you would. 1d100.
Yeah.
I'm attempting to grab
So-
him while Alan is doing this.
So you're attempting to grab him. Everyone, including the psyker, becomes short of breath for 1 round and cannot make any run or charge actions. So all of you.
This
So-
kid's not getting away. Good job, Alan.
As he waves his hand at the child, like he's like, what are you? Sort of all the breath goes out of you, and you feel it as well, Gaius. Sort of almost like someone's punched you like in the solar plexus, and you feel all the breath go.
Let's see you try and grab him when he can't break.
Like all of the children like buckle down, like with a hand on their thigh. They're like, and it's sort of giving you a very fearful look, Octus. As you used to his psychic shenanigans, Gaius, you sort of recover a moment earlier and see the restored child on the floor. You sort of scoop him up by the heft of the neck and dangle him in one hand.
I'll just lean in close to him and just say, "Don't throw rocks." Throw him back.
Are you gonna throw him to the ground?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw him to the ground. Fuck him. And then I'm gonna look for a choice rock. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so you're not throwing
you
another
hear him
rock.
shout like, fuck enough wallers. Oh, just boffs.
I'll turn back to the kids, and I'll say, "Spread the word of the off-world powers."
No, oh my god.
They're like looking
I
at you
was
like
just gonna.
their eyes are almost like rabbit in the headlight now. They're like, they look at each other. And they all run off. There's a sort of slight slope down off this landing platform through a maze of sort of collapsed tenements and buildings, and they all sort of like scatter over it like they know it's like the back of their hands, and they sort of leave without any further comment. But you get the sense your message was undertaken.
Good. I'm gonna rest my chainsword on my right-hand shoulder and carry on towards the spire.
I'm going to let you get a few paces ahead and then continue relaying the entire story of what's just happened.
Yeah, I was just gonna double check that the Vox like that the micro beads worked, to be honest.
So at this point, seeing the children run off, you hear a from Scully. It's like Carl patching in. What do you say, Carl?
Com check 1 2 1 2. Com check. Gaius, Octus, can you hear me?
Mic check, mic check. What's happening? Philadelphia.
I definitely say that as well because I am cool.
What?
We can. Gaius has just thrown a rock at a child and potentially nearly killed them, and then scared a bunch of others.
Right. Okay.
The cards did not lie. Keep an eye on him.
Okay.
I'd just like to remind both of you I'm still on the comms channel. Thank you. Follow my lead.
So, just going back to you for a moment, Carl, what's your strategy going to be piloting this in Horowitz? Are you going to follow this party, or
Follow the kids.
How much fuel does the Horowitz have? Is that a factor that I
is
need
an
to
excellent
consider?
question. I shall roll for this. I shall roll a 1d8.
Oh, for
Okay.
fuck's sake. If you've got us stranded on this planet.
It's done quite a lot,
Yeah,
to be
well,
fair. It's gone into and out of orbit 2 times by now. Let me roll for this just a moment. You feel it has fuel enough for maybe 2-3 more hours before you'd probably have to set it down.
Okay, well...
At least if you want to make
Well-
exit from the planet again. Like you could sell.
Okay.
You could fly for longer, but like it would impede your ability to go back to the
Okay,
barge.
I will radio back to Gaius and Octus that I'll just tap into the microbead.
Yeah,
and tell them.
the skull relays his words for word.
We have approximately 2 to 3 hours of potential escort with the Horowitz. Would you like that now? Please advise. And then sort of click over.
Oh, we better not. Because now we don't know what we're going to do. Because apparently throwing rocks at children isn't the right thing to do. I don't know anymore.
How long were we on the planet before Gaius tried to kill a
30
child?
seconds at most.
About 2 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
No,
Right.
not that long. 30
Uh,
seconds, maybe.
So I'm going to stay with the ship.
It sends
I'm
a powerful message when you murder a child.
I'm going to seal it up so that people can't just walk in on me fiddling with the specs or whatever.
Yes, you
Have
TM.
Scully
flick a switch
on-
and you feel the rear ramp close. It's like press a thumb to your command key, and the Sun Horowitz goes doot, doot, as it locks, and
Nice.
you feel confident with the
Like
tempo
a
level
Fiat
of this world.
Punto.
It's not going anywhere.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm going to stay on the ship so that it doesn't get stolen, and I can provide aerial assistance if Gaius or Octus need it.
staying
Or
at the
need a
command
quick
console,
getaway.
You've got a good perspective of where they're going, and I'll say with a perception roll of 3, sort of you manage to key a few commands, and you hack into the Scully interface and get a sort of it's grainy, but you get a sort of a video feed almost from where they're going, so you can.
No.
track them in real
Okay,
time.
yeah, that's good for me. Okay, I'll do that. I'll just tap on the microbead again and just wish Octus and Gaius good luck. And then I guess I'll get to reading the paper.
Alright. So you hear like a good luck come through Scully as the two of you faced with a mob of fleeing kids. What would you like to do?
I mean, down towards that spire.
Yeah, I've got to try and get towards that spire, I guess, now that we're in this mess.
Okay, so the descent from this sort of landing plaza that you'd obtained is maybe like it's 200, 300 foot up, maybe. It's going to be a long twisting way down. You watch the kids, like, they scatter over it like it's chaff over the wind. They're well used to it, but you sort of cast an eye over the distant sort of. It's almost like you're almost like on the spire of a pyramid, but it's flat, and then like the surrounding tenements and buildings around you, like they stagger almost in height, and the rest of the way down, like you'll have to be careful of foot and just not fall off.
Okay. Can you do that?
What are you talking about?
Walking without falling over.
Technically, yes.
It looks. It doesn't look unsurfaceable to you, Gaius. You'll have to take some careful footing, but in places, it's not so bad.
Sorry, I'm just nervous about.
Hey,
I'm just
I passed
nervous
my
about
agility
anyone
test.
potentially trying to sneak up on us or potentially shank us or steal our shit or get revenge for throwing rocks at their child.
Sure, you.
I don't think this is the sort of world where they care if you throw rocks at children. Come on.
Yeah, given the fact that the child you had downed with a rock was immediately kicked to death, possibly of.
Yeah, like come on. These kids did the real damage. I just pegged him with a rock.
So
Right.
you
So
begin to
I
sort of
sorry.
pick your way through the detritus and sort of ferrocretic beams, picking your way down across various chasms and sort of rocky outcrops and sort of remnants of buildings as you can, and you sort of step carefully over the remnants of whatever is here. You get the sense that this planet has a lot of ruin. Not quite sure about the politics of the governance, but even compared to the hive worlds you've been on, this is pretty squalid.
We continue down the slopes,
Yeah.
minding our footsteps not to stand in human shit.
So as you progress down the slope and sort of picking your footing carefully, as best you can, you sort of pick your feeting amongst the tangled chunks of sort of almost barbed wire-esque sort of metal spikes and various chunks of concrete and sort of bracing wire. Sort of picking your way down. You see in the distance, it's almost like a bridge. You get the sense like both of you go ahead and make a intelligence check plus 10 for me.
Oh crap. I do not do these so well. With my natural intelligence of 23.
And for you, Master Octus.
Let's fucking chuck this and hit.
Oh,
Nice.
hot damn.
Octus, you get the sense you're sort of almost travelling along what was once a abandoned viaduct. You get the sense that in previous times this maybe carried water to various families / precincts of the city. But given you almost like sort of looking at the structure, discern that it's been a long time since that was state of affairs, and maybe 500, maybe even a millennia ago that was the case. And you sort of like look at your foot, and it's like caked in dirt, and you see like in the distance this ex-viaduct gasping across a chasm. It's like half crumbled away and half covered in dust. You get the sense that it hasn't carried water for a long, long time.
Okay. I now know this fact.
And we're going to cross it very carefully. So we will cross the viaduct.
Okay.
The threatening vibe.
So, as the two of you come up to the sort of your near end of the viaduct, you travel forward and you see on the opposite end of the viaduct, crumbling as it is, you see maybe 8, 10 dark figures. And as you approach closer, you sort of approach to the stone steps of whatever is left of this thing, and you see opposite the chasm about. Both of you go ahead and make a perception check plus 20 for me.
Ba 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 ba.
Perceiving.
Ba 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 ba. Fuck. Reroll it.
Oh, yeah, we do need to reroll this.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Okay, there we go.
Nice. Guys, you see...
Hey!
Oh, nice. You both...
Damn.
There you go. Nice. So, guys, you see on the opposite side of the viaduct 11 figures, sort of clad in various
God.
furs and spiked armors. As you approach the feet of the viaduct, they begin to approach you, and for this we will transfer the image to the bridge. So if you could both drag your characters to this side of the bridge.
Oh no, this is
I shall.
this is one of the. Oh wow, wow, this is quite a map. Fucking.
Yeah, I shall put the other folk on the other side.
Okay.
I see.
I'm relying on you to talk us through this, Harry.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
You
So-
can tag me in, lads.
At this
yeah,
point,
just call it
Have an Aquila Lander just crush him.
the two of you approaching this bridge, of,
Reading
sort of,
various data.
failed structure. It's almost like a very tall tower, sort of collapsed to the side of this aqueduct, and you see various strands of like concrete bracing and bits going into this abyss. It is in bad state, and you see on the other side a mob of sort of 11 muscled, third, leather armoured, hulking brutes who seem to be endemic to this world. One of them sort of folds his arms, clearly the boss of this mob, sees you approaching over the aqueduct and shouts distantly over towards you. Of welders! What have you come here for?
We are here to see Big Boss.
Okay, go ahead and make a... Is it camaraderie? I can't remember what skill it's called here. Let's have a look.
Fellowship?
Yeah, go ahead and make a fellowship test minus 10 for me.
Oh, those bitches. Da-da-na-na-na.
I believe in you.
Nice.
Minus 10, your target. What?
What?
The? I mean, I'll
I
take
think
it.
I've done it wrong.
Yeah,
I think
rolled
I've done
a
it wrong there.
94. I'm not quite sure that works.
Hang on. we'll use a fate point reroll just to keep it fair. I think I must have. I don't know what I did.
It says
Anyway.
you added a plus 60.
Okay, that's not what I meant to do. There you go. That's an honest one. And I'll roll my d9.
Yeah. that
How
is,
did you add
that actually gets
160?
it. Nice. So you watch as
Oh, and I get it back again. Nice.
you watch this figure maybe
Goddamn traitor.
a dozen meters away from you shouts, "Of welders, is it time for tax from Skymen? My third brother, he lost a hand to keep his tax from Walter King. More for him. If you're here to take tax, he resides in Central Spire."
Then we go, Central Spire.
Wait, we have no idea who you are, flying in a metal box. You want to go to Vark, King of Water? You prove yourself first. You face one of my men. Kill him. You get to go to Vark.
It's a very inefficient system they have. Anytime you have one of a meeting. Just like imagining a business, just like, so maybe what do I call you into fucking huge slab of man meat, walks in, fights one of them to the death. With that done, let's discuss.
No, we discuss.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, you watch this like, sort of tan figure like ripple his muscles. He's like, "You want to meet Vark? You kill one of my champions. Then I let you through. Then we let you
And
through."
how many do we need to kill before we can see Valk?
one. He said one, very clearly.
One
I thought you
each.
said
One per person.
one per person.
Oh,
I'm tempted
Oh.
to just yeet a Molotov at the group. Just like, enough of this shit.
set fire to the leader and a few of the others and say, "Look at me, I am the captain now." Odds are they'll follow you.
Yeah, true. All right.
How many's an
I'm
arm, by the way?
actually quite down for the Molotov idea. I
Yeah.
don't know how far
Don't
in
know.
to throw it there.
It's kind of far though.
I've got
I
this.
think
I've got this. We kill one, but we want you.
That is a fucking good call.
He's fucking left.
Yeah.
No, you watch as this,
Barbarian slapman has left the chat.
yeah, you watch this barbarian like slap man, like yeah, he's sort of reaching behind his back, and you watch as he comes back with maybe a sort of 12-inch stone on each side. He says he's like tossing it like a baseball in his hand. He says, "It is your decision. Who will go first? We could kill you both. Speak now, or we make the choice."
Did you not hear Gaius's
I did not. What is your ultimatum?
Oh, Gaius, ultimatum him.
Again.
Yeah, again.
I said, we agree to your terms, but we want one, and we want you.
You want me? You want to face me in combat?
Only worthy challenger.
He sort of spits on a stone, and you watch as he hefts it like overarm and then like piles it into the ground. And you watch the stone sort of hit the ground like embedded like an inch.
I was going to tilt over slightly to Octus and just go, "You're up."
You want to face me rather than my gang? I can admire that.
Alright.
That is a skill. I will admire fighting you. I will admire taking your head for my trophy room. Very well. Step forward. We shall do this.
I'm guessing that'll be me.
You step forward, Alan. Off you go.
You volunteered him.
I volunteer him as tribute.
Okay, so you both walk to the middle part of the collapsed bridge.
Alright.
Fuck him up!
Depends on you, Alan, how close you'd like to get to this sort of muscled hulking figure. Would you like to keep
What's his
distance?
charge distance? I'm
You
gonna
don't know.
I'm gonna stay about.
He looks pretty muscular.
Yeah, hang on. So it's measured in what? The movement is measured in meters, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 square is 1 meter.
Yeah. Well, there's not enough space. Well, I'm not here. I'll be here. There we go. It's fine. It's all fine. I'll just be a meter away from him,
Okay.
squaring up to him, being all.
You watch as he
tough.
sort of flashes you a grin, and you see him. The grin is like a mouth full of like a feudal world teeth, like some are rotten, some are yellow. He's like, "Small man, you think you can defeat me? Here's a counter proposal. If I kill you, you and your folks, you leave this world."
I think I'll just kill you. At which point, I'm just going to hit him with.
Nice, you're gonna
Yes.
snipe him. Yeah, cool. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I'm going to immediately slap him with the good old constrict.
Go for it. Go ahead and roll a
Uh,
psychic test.
Add
So,
2 on there, and oh, didn't even.
Didn't
pair
even.
us.
Bring in an ancient demon.
Okay, so
didn't go off.
what that does is, hang on, fuck, where's it? Yeah, basically they have to spend the next turn using a full action to try and make, and it is 10 over the threshold. So the toughness test has +1 to the difficulty. So you need to get 1 additional success.
Okay, so +1 success for. And what skill is that?
Constrict.
What skill do they have to test to?
Oh, sorry, they have to make a toughness test.
Toughness. Okay.
Yeah, and need to get 1 additional success.
Okay, so I need you.
Strength and constrict.
At this point, I need you guys and you Octus to roll initiative, if you would. And I will roll for these boys.
Oh, they're all fighting.
After they see the guy like collapse to the floor in the chokehold, they may well be.
Hang on. He's walked out here for a fight, and he's just fucking.
I said they will be.
It's
No,
a-
they
it's
are.
a
They may well be.
Pre-existing medical condition.
Yeah, hang on. Fucking pansy ass bastards.
Alright, initiative, here we go.
Octus Frag squaring up to this guy. You feel as the atmosphere grows close that you have to move first. What are you doing?
I'm hucking a grenade.
Wait, no, you're not. First of all, you're moving slightly, so I'm not in the path of projectile. You're gonna move
Why?
a little.
Why? It's a grenade. I'm going to throw it over you.
No.
And what's the worst that happens? I set you on fire on the choke point of the bridge. You just run into them and you set all of them on fire while healing yourself, Alan.
That's true.
There's literally... Because this way I can throw 2 grenades if I stand still.
Oh god damn it! Okay.
And that seems like the move.
All right.
Okay, so grenade the first. I will huck it, if you will, at this guy. Grenade the first is coming in to that guy. And it's going to be a firebomb. Okay.
Okay, what does firebomb do? If you would.
I've actually got to look up the rules for it
These poor bastards.
because I have not ever thrown one before.
Imagine being these people. Like, okay, let's check the credentials of these people, see if they truly are, the taxmen. We don't want any imposters or frauds possibly going to our leader's place, and then being set on fire.
Well, you get the sense that sort of watching this sky beast of some kind come in, that was going to be some kind of welcome party.
Yeah.
Other than children.
Yes, other than children.
The children who
This is
rock
a
out.
real welcome party.
That was just a test.
And you passed.
You passed. Okay, fuck me, it's got 6 penetration.
What did it do?
What?
Oh no, I'm going to use frag grenades because they got a bigger blast radius.
Okay.
I want to make sure. Actually, no, firebombs and grenades. Hang on.
Fire will fuck up their
They
day.
both
yeah,
have the same scatter,
so much.
so...
2 firebombs do the same job. Okay, I'll throw firebombs at it.
Okay.
If in doubt, firebomb.
So what's the stats on the firebomb?
The firebomb is thrown. Strength bonus times 3, range. So for someone of my caliber, that will be 9 meter. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can hit that square there if squares are meters.
Okay.
What's the radius on it?
3. 3
Oh,
meters.
that's
That
fine.
would get most
That
of them.
gets a bunch of them, yeah.
I mean, that would get
All of them, I
everyone.
think, yeah, except the back
but
guy and the guy on
the
the
back
side
guy.
of this point. So go ahead and make a BS test to see if you hit.
Oh lord, he coming.
Do it. Roll.
That's a hit. Okay, so that hits the target.
May the Emperor burn away your impurities.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so do you roll for the first dude and go from him?
Just roll a flat damage. Will apply to all of them.
Alright, okay. Right. So it's 1d10 plus 3.
Yep.
So
6.
I think I should fate point that.
1d10
You think,
3
boys?
is pretty low.
I mean, yeah, like you're on fire with the fate points. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Right,
There you
see
go,
if you get it back.
Let me see what their hit points is. Warrior King
damn it.
Fervious. Character sheet.
It always has penetration of 6. So if
Oh,
they've
jeez.
got any armor, I doubt it's
that
counting.
absolutely bypass their armor. You watch how sort of as you heft the firebomb in your hands, you see they've got various kinds of armor, like you see like rough metal hewn plates, and sort of sticking almost through like the flesh of their shoulders. You see like almost like a variously carved sort of almost snake tooth designs, and lots of them have like got like elements of bone on their sort of armor motifs. Yeah, sort of clad in a mix of old metal and bone. Armor 6 is more than enough to bypass that. So 7 hit points. Yeah, you take everyone down to half health. So sort of hefting the firebomb in your hand and sort of feeling the wind for a moment as you glance around, seeing Octus square up to this champ. You heft it in your hand, sort of gauge the wind. Heft it in your hand, throw it over, and immediately hear like the screams of a
Oh,
throng,
God.
nearly a dozen engulfed in sudden torrid flame, and they seem to be pretty much sort of immediately scalding, scorching, and injured.
And then here comes the second.
I was gonna say, do you want to throw a second or give this to them saying piss the fuck off, or more of you'll be set on fire?
Nah, I think we just straight up murder the bitches.
Go for it.
Okay.
They slowed us down. I killed a child for
How
less.
dare they?
Sorry, correction. I contributed to the death of a child.
Yeah, that you did.
Right, let's go for the second one. I think frag grenade this time just to disorientate them.
Go for it. Roll a base to hit.
All right, baby. Here we go. Magic hands. Magic hands.
That's a hit.
Damn.
Go ahead and roll damage.
And this is blast 4. So I don't know if I catch that guy at the back.
That's a good question. Let's have a look at rules. Blast.
Blast them. And the damage is going to
it's just 4
be.
meter range. So yeah, go for it. 4 damage. So you.
Oh,
watch
sorry.
as-
There's an extra D10 on there as well. It's
Oh,
2D10
well, there you
damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
14.
So
Wait,
you
hang on.
watch as
Does Fury of the
immediately,
Emperor
like,
apply to
clutching
grenades?
you watch as immediately like clutching their faces. You watch as like the hair and armor of their effects and like clothing is immediately like burning off their bodies. You sort of pull the pin out of a grenade with your teeth and kiss it with a prayer to the beneficent emperor and toss it over. Immediately lands on target and you just watch as like, and you sort of almost feel like the backdraft of heat and gore and viscera, and you sort of feel like a splattering in your face like a small amount of blood, and sort of after a few seconds an arm lands in front of you. You've wiped out all of them. They are nothing more than viscera and pulp.
Witness the power of the Emperor's servants. What you gonna do now, boss man?
The area is somewhat obscured by smoke, so you can't see the true extent of damage, but from the almighty scream and
I feel like a fucking god.
Yeah, you've got a good feeling about the damage.
they seem dead.
Feedback, good. As I smell their remains in the air.
Probably inhaling
It
some of their
smells very
remains.
much like charred meat and blood.
I believe now it's Alan.
So I'm just going to try and hit him with a chain axe.
Go for it.
No, I'm nearly
Actually,
taking my head off
hold
with it.
that thought just because he actually moves before you do. So,
Does he? Oh,
yes, sorry, I didn't make that clear. Yes, he's going to strike you
Ah.
before you hit him. So,
Isn't
okay.
he constricted?
yeah, he's constricted. He has to try and
yes,
break
he's
free
gonna-
first.
That's a toughness test. There you go. That's
Yeah,
what I was
it's-
thinking of.
Yeah, he's got to do that quickly.
Was that plus 10 or was it?
It's
It is
Oh,
flat.
it's plus 1
You need
success.
to
I
get-
see.
flat toughness test, but you need to get one additional degree of success due to the force of the
he only
choke. So
gets
sadly,
one.
he doesn't.
Oh. Right,
Yeah.
so yeah, he's clutching his throat. You see this figure muscled and clad in armor and snake fangs and all sorts of dank cloth in front of you, sort of clutching his throat like. Now you can go ahead and hit him with the motherfucking chain axe.
Right.
Which
well,
misses.
I'm guessing we'll keep that one I just
Yeah.
rolled. That one's
So you sort of
you say the
thumb the
chap
chain
to-
axe off your back, you thumb the rune of control, and you hear like a as it flares into life, and sort of swing it idly over your shoulders, ready to hit him. You sort of gear yourself up for an overhead strike and drive it down on him, but him being immobile, you just strike wide, and it's a little bit embarrassing. It's almost good that he's choking. He won't be able to taunt you.
yeah. Okay, so the sniper off to my left.
Yes.
I'm gonna slap him real quick with a.
Or just
Where is
use
it?
your super strength to increase your power and jump to him. Remember,
Honestly, I could.
we want one guy alive.
He's
That's
already
all I'll
used a
say.
half action, so depends
Yeah,
on what
yeah.
he has left.
All right, tell you what. If we want to keep him alive, I'll just jam his gun.
Nice.
Where is the? There it is.
Gun jamming.
With thing 2, and we'll just. Oh,
That's a psychic phenomenon. Although on the 42, that seems to go off.
it's fucking jammed.
It resolves.
Any
Believe you me.
bonus
It
from
resolves.
the overbleed or?
Oh no, the overbleed is basically I can increase the range by additional 10 meters or jam another gun.
Oh well, no, that's not relevant. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
jammed.
But
so
Don't
Unless you've
jam
got
my
any-
gun.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and roll
exactly,
psychic
jam your gun.
phenomena for me.
Yeah, let's.
Oh,
Try-
nice.
All right, that's not
Nice.
so bad. Let's have a look at the table. Psychic phenomena.
Good job, Alan. Good job.
Psychic.
You rolled 2 9s in that other one.
One,
You were
six, three.
definitely peril thing.
I rolled high though, like because the other option was going to bio-lightning him, just evaporate the bastard. I say
Okay,
evaporate.
so 20. All people within line of sight of you, Octus, immediately forget something trivial.
I forget the name of the first mate of the Delta Haseen, the ship I was mostly living on.
Yeah, you sort of like go blank for a moment. You're like, Oh, that was his name. Oh shit, combat.
I'm going to forget the fact that I have sexy rattling playing cards. So that'll just surprise me at some point in the near
Hey,
Okay.
if you like pina coladas. Just the music playing while he remembers.
Yeah.
So at this moment, AJ Carl, you're being pinged with the sort of flares and flashes of combat on Scully with your interface.
Oh my goodness.
Although you've just watched Octus, Gaius, eliminate about 10 of them with a single grenade shot. So
Yeah. I continue reading my data slate or whatever I'm doing.
reading his paper, like folded over paper, like looks at the video
Just-
screen. Oh, they're blowing people up. Goes back to reading his paper.
Tilts it down somewhat, looks to the side at the Auspex, and then huffs, leans back in my chair, and bring the paper back up. Everything's
sort of
fine.
Tommy Lee
They
Jones
haven't-
style.
They haven't toggled me in on the chat. They have. No one's called me. It's lounging time, and also guarding the ship time. I'm definitely also doing that,
That's great.
and taking that job very seriously as well.
All right. Next up, we have the sniper, who is going to. You see now as
Sniper.
the sort of sun glance off his long legs. He's going to go ahead and target probably you, Octus, as you're in combat with his chief. He's going to go ahead and make an aimed shot at you.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and make a aimed shot.
He's going to be pretty fucking surprised when his gun's jammed, I'll tell you that.
He's going to spend his turn sort of unjamming his sniper rifle. Fucking. You watch as a lay seller's like tossed into the chasm. Fucking. Scats into the. He sends a new one into his rifle. Yeah, that's going to be his turn. So, next up we have, since the rest of the party are dead, next up we have Gaius.
Oh, yeah.
Right, do you want to communicate with this man then, since we're meant to be keeping him alive and I wasn't allowed to just spray him?
Okay. I'm going to walk up. I'm just going to aim my bolt pistol at Sniperman.
Okay.
And just going to call out, if you want to live, I suggest you cooperate.
Sort of like you watch like the flare in his eyes. He looks at you and just like spits over the edge of the chasm, following his like lace, and he shouts a phrase that was not particularly YouTube friendly. So I have now dubbed this out in post just for your benefit.
Oh,
That is rude.
well, that's heresy, is what that is.
That was heresy.
That's heresy.
Bad move.
Even I heard heresy.
My little Straubenfraud.
Grenade him right up the fucking cliff.
I'm going to bolt pistol him. I will unleash Magchenko Basileus, my bolt pistol.
Go for it.
You better fucking name it that now.
Oh no, it's already called Rattling's Heat. I apologize.
I forgot about that.
Okay, I've got to find out what the stats on this humdinger are. Because I don't know why I put half the stats in, and that was just
Are
dumb.
you doing two normal shots, or are you doing an aimed shot, or are you gonna aim more? What's the combat action?
I'm gonna aim him. Okay, I also have Sure Strike. Oh no, I think that's just melee. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I have Grappler's Promise. Wait, no.
I have Stolen Kiss. What? I mean, alright, I'm gonna plump this guy.
Go for it.
Plump it louder.
Did we just
Plump
create,
it.
did we just create loot names for
Go ahead and
Oblivion?
roll damage. That is a 93. That is a right leg, I believe.
Blow his leg off.
Put this in your salad and smoke it.
10. Nice.
And that is with penetration 4.
Jesus, nice. Yeah,
It's also
more than enough
explosive
to,
damage.
take over. Okay, so explosive. Yeah. Let me look up the critical table here. I mean, it's a bolt pistol. What do you expect?
It hurts his leg.
Don't fuck around, boy.
He immediately goes into retirement home. So you watch as you level the this guy's leg, sort of like trying to flank you, and you watch as he like tosses the laser cell away, spits after it like a sort of like hemming a new cell into the breach so he can get shot off. Sort of take the moment afforded to you, like to level up the shot, sort of level him in the size of your bolt pistol, and squeezing the trigger feels ever so righteous. You feel the kick back on the pistol as it goes. You listen as like the hits his leg, and you watch as
Fire cow at him.
you watch as the bullet impact reduces his left leg into a hunk of smoking meat. You watch sort of like the way the bolt shell impacts sort of the upper part of his thigh, impacts, and then like there's a, and you watch like almost like the leg like scatters off, and he must immediately to make a toughness test. So let's do that. Oh god, that's under the desk. That is no good.
Thou who blasphemes shall feel his fury.
See, I was gonna say we could maybe staunch his bleeding and question it, but fuck him, he's a heretic.
He's a heretic, full-on heretic.
He dies instantly. Unsurprisingly, of having your leg blown off. You watch as you squeeze the trigger. You watch his leg like almost tumble into the chasm, as you watch a great torrent of blood gush from the wound, and sort of after a second or two, he's like dead.
I find it slightly ironic that we challenged this one dude and said we only wanted to fight him, and we've now in fact killed everyone else.
Hey, you were told it was a low-tech planet.
Now, okay, the question is
we got to keep him alive now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like now let's just fucking disarm him, walk him up to his fucking boss and go, your men are bitches.
I think, we need to give him the Vinnie Jones speech. You're a cock, and these are your 2 balls.
Those
your balls are shrinking.
8 balls you had behind you.
Yeah. That have now been blown off with a grenade.
Yeah.
You're now just a cock. My gun says bolt pistol 5.0. Your bit of metal says bit of metal replica.
We're just reenactment people. It's part of a club.
Don't fuck around. Is the message. I killed a kid. All right, we gotta just like shake this guy around a bit and get him to take us to the boss man.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that.
Now the big guy's turn. Sort of flexes his muscle towards you, Octus. Sort of smirks, and you watch a big smile emerge on his tan skin.
Oh, he currently can't breathe.
He's smiling even from choking.
It's tough to act macho while you're being choked.
Advice to all Dark Heresy GMs out there: just straight outlaw psychic powers. They're very strong.
I mean,
they're hilarious. They're hilarious.
Who knew? Let me go ahead and make a test for him. So, toughness. Nope, doesn't make it. He's like, fuck. So spits just like, fuck you, witch. Choking.
Okay, so.
So yeah, next up we have Octus.
Don't kill him.
Well, the question is, what do I do?
Rip off his arm and hit him with the wet end.
I could rip off his arm and then staunch the bleeding and keep him alive.
I think you got to just remind him what we wanted. Give him an option on.
Yeah, I say, can I prod him over with the chain? I basically prod him with a chain axe, like not the bladey bit, the bit at the top, the bit of a prod in the chest, and just.
Can I prod him with my chain axe?
Poke.
Non-lethal prodding.
Prod him where?
In the chest.
Balls.
In his chest.
Yeah, but towards like the back side of the bridge over the chasm, or
back across the bridge. So prod him back towards the remains of his men.
I'd say easy enough to push him back a square if you like.
Yeah.
Having your chain axe. What do you want to say?
Like,
you're dead. No, Alan.
No, it's like you wanted us to defeat 2 of your men, so we could be shown to your king. We have killed every single one of them, and I could kill you right now. Take me to your king.
Go ahead and make a fellowship check plus 30 because you have a chokehold. So he wants to listen to what you have to say.
You're
Okay.
mentally teabagging
I
him.
believe I have -5 to that.
Yep.
So it'd be plus 25 because
for it.
I'm Voidborn.
Oh, you got him.
Nice.
Oh.
You watch as
You're very convincing, Alan.
you watch as sort of the psychic hold you have around his throat. You now watch like blood vessels in his eyes like starting to burst. His sort of irises, sort of like the white part of his eyes begins to turn red, and he's sort of like beginning to trickle blood from the nose and mouth. He's like, I will take you. Let me go. Let me go.
Does not let him go.
No, we'll let him go. We'll let him have his breathe.
Do you release the power?
Yeah.
Okay, you release it.
Relinquish
watch
your
as he,
grip on his
so
mind.
now almost like Vader choke style, like he's raised like maybe 2 foot in the air. You like release it. It's like
No!
like falls flat on the like almost meter wide stretch of bridge, and like he immediately like grapples from the side so he doesn't fall off. He's like, who are you? Who are you?
I'm just going to walk over. Unless you want to take this on. Did you want to take this?
No. I'm just the quiet man who kills people.
The point man. The trigger. The boat. I'm just going to walk, like, just sort of like past him a little bit.
Okay.
And just say, we're the Offworlders. And give him like a little smack on the head and then like walk off. Bam! Ba-diddle-a-down! Bam! Ba-diddle-a-down!
You smack him back his head. He's got like various like bone trinkets and like spikes of iron in his hair. So you like smack the back of his head and it's like, ah!
Ow.
Slumps forward. It's like, ah! You watch as he like spews a load of nonsense into the chasm. Looking up
I
at
turned to
your
Octus.
rotund, scarred form, Octus. It's like, Off-world. What do you want with us?
I told you we want to see your king.
I take of the just the power. Please.
I mean, grab him by one of his many leather straps and pull him up onto his feet.
Okay, you prop him up, you, like take him by the nape of the neck and
You're going to take us. Come along. I'm just going to cock my bolt pistol and pull him like off the bridge.
he sort of like glances over to where like the bloody remnants of his compatriot are, like with his leg blown off and like the gush of blood. He's like, I take you. I take you. I take you. This way.
Very good. We wouldn't want another show of power, would we?
And,
No.
as he does a 180 and begins to turn around, he sort of motions forward to you and begins to lead you over the aqueducts, long abandoned, to lead you towards the Palace of the Water King. And there he shall introduce you to the true power in Fervious. And with that, that's probably a good place to leave it for now, I would think.
Very climactic finish and
Yeah.
sets us up nicely for next time.
That did not go as I expected. But
Does it ever?
Which bit? Which bit didn't go as
I mean,
expected?
the
is
bit
the
where
question.
you blew 10 guys up with a grenade, I was not expecting that, really. I was thinking, what if I plan a medium tough encounter, and there's a big guy and he's got like a support crew? Oh, they can battle across a bridge, that's fairly cool. Oh, what's that, a grenade? Woo. Oh, they're all dead. Oh, well.
I think Alan should become the new king of the planet, just saying.
Well, I was going to be apparently becoming a lot more free in the near future.
Alright folks, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll catch up on the adventures of the Voidwalkers next episode, so keep a keen eye out, and we'll look forward to it. See you next time.